likelihood of high labor costs if voters raise Missouri's minimum wage next month. Prop A would ask voters to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour and grant most workers a week of paid sick leave every year. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, talked to one business owner concerned with making payroll. Mark.
Yeah, and he told me, look, businesses are built different. Fortune 500 companies are massive national chains. They might have the kind of capital to make some internal adjustments. He called the minimum wage hike for them just a rounding error. But smaller companies like his, even if they boast a household name on the front door, they often rely on just a few workers and a lean payroll to stay open.
You open the mailbox and find a handwritten card, you know somebody cares.
The older you get, more important greeting cards are to you.
That's why so many people come here to mark those milestone moments as time passes, seasons change, families grow, and memories pile up inside the pages of cards like this.
It kind of gives you kind of a perspective of where you are now based where you were then, you know.
And for Jim Van Isegem,
it's just getting more and more difficult.
Times have changed quite a lot since he opened his first Hallmark store.
1989, well, let's see. We had Jack Nicholson and Michael Keaton and Batman.
He grew his businesses to open 5 shops, but now cut back to 4.
We couldn't afford the rent. The space was too big.
And with 4 full-time managers running those stores, he does a lot of the heavy lifting himself.
Yeah, I mean, when you own your own business, you do a little bit of everything, you know.
The heaviest burden he carries is making payroll.
Labor costs have been, my labor cost 7 years ago, when the Missouri minimum wage was $7.65, I think it's 7 years ago, $7.65, my labor has doubled since then.
And it could grow larger if voters approve Prop A and raise the Missouri minimum wage to $15 an hour.
For a small business like mine, that's a lot of money.
Several retirees come in part-time and pick up a few hours here or there, but if voters give them a raise too, he says it could come with unintended costs.
I don't know. We'd have to cut our hours.
His only other options, raising prices or taking the hit out of his own paycheck.
I got a little 3-bedroom house. You know, it's a very simple house in O'Fallon, Missouri. I don't have a yacht. You know, I got my Expedition 2016. That's what I'm driving every day. That's what I haul freight in.
With polls showing momentum behind the push to raise the minimum wage, he sees costly changes on the horizon.
I can't imagine my life any other way, but it's just getting harder and harder to do it and still stay in business.
He hopes voters and lawmakers consider some sort of carve-out for small businesses that rely on a lot of seasonal or part-time labor. More than 1 million Missouri workers would get a raise if voters do approve this pay hike. We explore what's at stake for them in a different interview up on the record. It's available now on KSDK.com and streaming on 5+.